Hey, what's up friends, it's Moses here. For those of you that are new, starting tandems may be a challenge, so let's cover that right now. That set of tires is called the steer tires. This set of tires right here is called the drive tires. And then the last set there is the trailer tires. So always remember, when we are talking about weights, we are talking about the steers, the drives, and the trailer tires. Of course, the steers and the drives are on the tractor, and then the trailer tires are on the trailer. Now, when it comes to weight, the thing you need to remember is that you need a maximum. You can't go, you don't want to exceed 12,000 on the 12,000 pounds on the steers. You don't want to exceed 34,000 pounds on the drives, and you don't want to exceed 34,000 pounds on the steers. So I mean on the trailer. So it's 12,000, 34,000 and 34,000. You always want to stay under those weights. Most of the time the challenge is going to be with the steers, I mean the trailers. Most of the time when you go out there and you get your scale tickets, most of the time the challenge is going to be on the trailer. But once in a while you may also be heavy on the drives, and rarely you'll also be heavy on the steers. So for you to adjust the weights, there are two places that you need to focus on. This place right here, that right there, you can move those holes. You see those holes? You see these pins right here? You move them either in the front or in the back and change the location of those pins for you to be able to adjust the weight that is on the drives. So I made it to my pickup here in Waco, Texas, and I was working on, I'm waiting for my load right now. They said they're still working on it in the door. And so I figured as I wait, let me edit the video so that I can put it up. And then I realized I didn't show you guys how to adjust, to move the fifth wheel. So I just want to show you right now in the cab how you do that. It's going to depend on the tractor that you have, but in the truck, in your tractor or in your truck, you'll have a button that, or I don't know what you would call it, a knob, a button that says fifth wheel slide. You see, like right there, at least in this one, that's what it says. But you'll have something that talks about fifth wheel. Either it will be a button like maybe one of these where you just have to press it like that for you to be able to release the fifth wheel, or you'll have to, like in this case, this one, you just have to push it this side like that to release the fifth wheel. After you release that fifth wheel, when you release it like that, remember you are using the truck to move while the trailer is locked. So for the trailer to be locked, this is supposed to be pulled out all the way. Whether you're moving the trailer tires, I mean the trailer tandems, or you're moving the drives, the trailer brake should be out, meaning the trailer is locked. And then this, when you are ready to move, you push this in, meaning that now that the tractor can move. So when you do that, when you push this in, you either move forward or you move backward, depending on where you want to move your fifth wheel. So you will push this in and then you move. Now sometimes it may give you a little bit of problem. What you want to do is you want to put it in a high gear, like maybe a 1, and then you kind of give it a shake. Just give it a shake, put it in 1 and then try to move it, and then put it in reverse, try to move it, because sometimes we don't move it a lot. That thing is kind of tight to move, so you just have to keep on trying to move it, like by giving it a little bit of gas and shaking it a little bit back and forth until you are able to move it. But the trick here is to be very, very slow. When it starts to move, you want to give it just a little bit of slow gas, because those holes move faster than you know. So you just give it a little bit of gas when it starts to move. In the back, to adjust the weight that is in the back, you will have to move this pin right here and move it into those holes. You see there are a bunch of holes. All those holes are open for you to move the pin. This pin right here and this pin right here, for you to move it, and that way you'll be able to adjust your weight. So when it comes to adjusting the weight, the thing that you need to remember is always move your tandems. The tandems are the tires towards where the weight is. The way to think about it, just think about it like if you had something heavy you are carrying and you needed help, you'd ask somebody to come and help you carry whatever you are carrying, so that they take the weight off of you. So the way to think about it, if you get your ticket and you realize that most of the weight is on the back of the trailer, that means you want to move your tandems or your tires to the back where the weight is. If, say for example, you realize, oh, the weight is not on the back of the trailer, it's more towards the drive, like they say that drives are overweight, then you want to get these tires right here towards where the weight is, which is towards the front. So it's about moving your tandems towards where the weight is. So as I said, most of the time it's going to be this right here that you're going to move. But even if it's the drives, that means you'll have to move those holes that I showed you, the fifth wheel, towards where the weight is. Now here's what sometimes confuses people. When it comes to this moving the tandems, always remember the tires or the tandem doesn't move. It is this box right here, the trailer or the container, that is going to be moving. So always remember, the tires do not move. It is the trailer or the container that is going to move. I'm going to go ahead and show you how, so that you see what I mean. But for you to be able to move, to be able to move the holes, you'll need to pull out this right there like that, and then as you can see, the pin went inside, which means now this is going to be able to slide. There is this thing right here, so this thing is going to be able to slide back and forth depending on where I want it to be. But remember, these are going to be stationary. It is the box that is moving. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to go ahead and pull up and then pull back so you can see what I'm talking about. So as you saw, these tires right here or the tandem was stationary, but the box or the container or the trailer, depending on what you are driving, is what moves. So you have this stationary and then that moving. Now here's what you need to do. Whenever you want this to move back, that means you need to pull the container in the front so that the tandems move in the back. So what you do is you want to make sure that the trailer brakes are on, you release the tractor, and then you pull that in front. So whenever you want the tires to be in the back or to go towards the back, you have to keep the trailer brakes on, and then you pull the tractor to the front. If you want the tandems to go in the front, that means you need to keep them in one place, but then move the tractor in reverse or towards the back, so that the container or the trailer will move and this right here are stationary. So then the next question is, how do I know how long or how much I need to adjust? So the way I personally do it is I take each of this hole to be about 250 pounds, right? So when I move when I move that trailer, I know that every hole accounts for about 250, or let me say between 250 and 300 pounds. It's just a rough estimate, but 250 seems to work for me every time I do it. So when you get your ticket and you look at it, you want to look, do I exceed 12,000 on my steers? Do I exceed 34,000 pounds on my drives, or do I exceed 34,000 pounds on my trailer. So wherever the excess is, you are going to adjust accordingly. And what you're going to do is you're going to take, say for example, if you, for easy math, let's say you get your weight and it's good on the steers, it's good on the drives, but you realize the back is 36,000 pounds, which means you need to move that that weight to the back so that you get the tires to help you out. What you're gonna do is you're gonna say, okay, that means I'm over by 2,000 pounds. How many holes do I have to move? So when you think about it, if we say that each hole is 250, that means 4 holes will give you 1,000. It means you have to move the holes, 8 holes, for you to be at 34,000. So what I will do, I'll move it about maybe 9 holes, right, depending on how I want the weight to be, because 8 holes is just going to put me at exactly 34,000. So when I move it 9 holes, I know I am less than 34,000. So I start counting from here, right here, and I count 1, 2, and I keep on counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which means I need my that pin right there to come into this hole. This is the one I need. So I'm gonna pull, remember these are not moving, so I'm gonna get in my truck and pull going towards the front, pull my tractor towards the front so that this right here can slide, and I will get that pin to come and be in this hole. Now the question is, if I am by myself, how do I do it? When you get experience, you kind of just you can get something and mark here and mark off something, but when you get experience, you kind of just learn to adjust it without really doing it. You just look and say, okay, I need to move so much, and then you go back. The trick is to be as slow as possible. Don't just go fast, be as slow as possible. Come and check and count and see if you have it, and then go back and adjust accordingly. But if you are new and you are wondering, no, I want something that is easy, one of the tricks to do is to get reference points, something that can help you. Remember we said for the reference point, we need 2 of them. Remember we said that we have a stationary object, which is the tires, and then we have a moving object, right, which is the container. So we need 2 stationary objects or reference points. We need 2 reference points to help us realize where this hole is right here, and I'm going to show you the trick. I thought I had some sticky notes, but unfortunately I don't have any. I didn't prepare for this. But what you want to do is, remember, as I said, we have two reference points that we need. We have a moving reference point and we have a stationary reference point. So what you want to do is, I forgot my glove, because one of the things that you may use is, I'm thinking I'm going to use a glove. That will be easy. But what you want to do is you want to mark the hole where you want to move, all right? So I said, if you count right here, you count and you say, maybe I want this hole right here, right? If you see the hole you want, what you want to do is you roughly want to mark it off here. So you put your sticky note right here. I don't have a sticky note. I don't know if this will help me out, but I'm thinking it won't, because when I move, it will move. But you want something here to kind of help you know where the hole is, right? So as I said, I don't have a sticky note, but get a sticky note like those, like the yellow or whatever color you have. Put it right here so you know where it is. Or if you have one of those pliers that can hold here, put it here. Something that will be able to show you where this hole is. Let me see something. Let me see if I can make this work. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if this will stay in place, but there we go. You have to always figure out ways of improvising. But again, as I said, get yourself some sticky notes. They will help you out. So put something here. So this reference point is the one that is going to be moving, okay? But we said we needed 2. One for the moving one, and then the second one for the stationary one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this glove right here. Now, why do I throw it right here? Because I need this to tell me where this hole is. So remember, you put one where you want to move to. That's the reference point. the one where I want to move to, and then I'm going to put one where I'm currently at. So right now I'm currently here. I'm going to throw this on the ground like that. So when I throw that on the ground, I'm going to go back in there, and then I'm going to move this. The point is, I want this reference point right here to come and be in line with this glove. So right now I have two reference points. I have the other one, that one's going to be moving, and I have this one. This one is going to be stationary. I want them to be in line. So when that right there comes and is in line with this, I'm going to stop. So when I'm out there driving, I'm going to be looking in the mirror, in my drive mirror, looking at this right here to come and be in line with that right there. That's the whole point. When that happens, I will know that I'm where I'm supposed to be. So now, as you can see, what has happened is my holes have been able to move. And if you remember how we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm kind of off by about 2 of them, because when you are out there, seeing these lines is not really easy. And when I was counting, maybe some of these were covering the tires. I didn't see the holes. Maybe I misplaced one. But the whole point is, I try to get this in line with that right there. So that kind of gives me an idea of where my holes are. So right now what I need to do is, I could either go and scale it right there and see if that gets me, or I could just bring back just a little bit, 1 more hole or 2 holes to get to where I want to be, or I could just leave it there, scale again and see, because sometimes that could just be what I want, the perfect one. And then when you're done, all you need to do is to hit this back up to close it. So the same thing would happen if, say for example, this is where I was and I wanted to move to the back. Again, remember, we have this right here, and then if I wanted to move the tires to the front, right now we moved them to the back. If I wanted to move them to the front, I would get my reference point, the one that is moving, and I would take it and say, okay, I need it to be here, and I would put it here. Okay, put it right there, mark off like my sticky note. I would say this is where I need it to be. I would mark off that place right there. If this could hold, hold on. So again, remember, it's the same idea. If, say for example, I wanted to move my tandems here, I would mark off. Remember, this is the moving point, and then this right here is the stationary point, and then I would make sure this comes to be in line with that, with what's on the ground. I hope you get the idea, because right now I'm in a hurry, but it's the same idea. So again, as you can see, my moving reference point is in line with my stationary reference point. So the idea that you have to remember is, you have 2 reference points that you need, the one that is moving and the one that is stationary. Always you put the moving one the hole where you want to be. So I would advise you get like a sticky note and put it where the hole where you want it to be at. This is going to be the moving reference point. And then get something like a cloth, a glove, something that you can see, and then put this glove or cloth where your pin is. You know, like when you're pulling out the pin, where your pin is, that's where you put the stationary one. You put it on the ground. When you are out there driving, you want to make sure that these 2, the stationary one and the moving one, are in line. When they are in line, you will be somewhere around where you want to be. Now, the other thing I must mention is, sometimes when you are looking at the mirror, it may be hard for you to see them come in line. So what you want to do is, you want to take get out your head and look. I find that getting out your head and physically looking is better than looking at the mirrors, because when you are looking at the mirrors, it can be confusing. You're not sure if you've passed it or not. But when you take out your head and look, you will get a better understanding of where you are. Then you come and then you adjust it accordingly. Hopefully that helps. I know it has been a fast one because I'm doing this at the beginning of the day. I wanted to do it real fast so that you guys can be able to see it. All right, guys, until next time, stay blessed and stay safe. Bye-bye.